Hello, everybody. Welcome to another survival game news roundup for the week of March 21st to March 27th, 2025. So, we have some pretty exciting things to talk about today. We've got some early access release dates, we've got some expansions. Let's get on into this. So first we have coming from ASKA on March 24th, they released the farming and lumbering update. So that brought in a bunch of new features. We've got woodcutters. They can harvest tree stumps now for firewood, which is really great because I have tons of tree stumps. So thank goodness that they are there to chop that and finally, use it for firewood. Reeds and dwarf spruce, you can now they will now have seeds that you can farm at Farm 2. It's like Farm Tier 2, that is. So that's great because I'm always also in need of sticks. So that's amazing. Mine workers can now harvest small stones from the caves. The mine hut and the mine house have received storage for small stones and some visual tweaks as well. There's an added input field for the quantity in like the task panel. So you can also terraform fields and pass and build sites of structures. To basically replace the dismantle shortcut interaction, basically. So that now has a proper structure interaction that opens the menu where you can change the name and the outpost of the building on that. They've also done a few adjustments. They've removed the carpentry level requirement for most of the high tier buildings, which is nice because it's hard to progress to that rather smoothly, in my opinion. They've also made the warehouse carpentry baskets require the carpenter, so you got to get that first. They've made pinned roads in the build site phase maintain their pin in the terraforming phase as well. They've also reduced structure weather damage by 30%, which is really nice because those thunderstorms, they can really do a lot of damage. And they've also increased the stack size for seeds, feathers, bones, resin, and fiber. So a little quality of life stuff there from ASKA. On March 26, Once Human updated, or rather had their 1.4.4 update released, and that brought in cross-character sharing. So this was a feature that I guess a lot of people were pretty excited about. So they brought that out, I believe, today, at least the time of recording, Friday the 28th of March. This should be live. So, excuse me, all systems and assets that are going to be affected by cross-character sharing, they're going to be labeled as such in their description. So kind of take a look if you're a little curious about what's going to be happening with those. So to activate sharing for certain assets, the players, you guys, you must log in with all of your existing characters. Characters who have not activated cross-character sharing will be labeled as such in the server selection list. So if you're not sure if you've done that, that'll be there for you. They've also brought in furniture dyes, so we can dye furniture using the furniture dye interface, which is at the designer workstation at your territory. There's like Stardust dye, which is an advanced dye material, which you can redeem with Mitsuko's marks at the redemption shop. That is going to be refreshed monthly. And then each new furniture item has up to 3 dyeable areas, so it kind of allows you to customize each area as you wish. You make it some really customized furniture, honestly. The material cost does vary, though, depending on the chosen dye options. Now, once dyed, the furniture will be sent to the backpack, which allows you to then, place it in your territory. And to unlock the designer workstation, if you want to just kind of get in on this and start painting your furniture, you got to go to Memetics, go to the building tab, and then underneath that you will find the designer's workstation. So, when the launch of this furniture dye feature, we're going to start with 11 basic dyes as well as 1 advanced dye called the Gilded Marble. All of these are unlocked by default. They're probably going to have more dyes in the future, I imagine. The update also introduces 17 dyeable furniture items, so the furniture that you can actually go ahead and dye. This includes the American series as well, and they do plan on expanding the selection of dyeable furniture and introduce additional dye types as well in the future. So that's going to probably they said about in May. There's going to be dyeing support for furniture at the shop that they plan on rolling out in phases. So keep an eye out for that, just to make some more customized homes and whatnot. They also are bringing in puzzle-themed building components with this update. So this update kind of introduces some new puzzle-themed building components, so like things like the passcode log, the clue log, the reward crate, allows players to basically kind of like really tap into their creativity and turn their Eternal Land into a playground. So those specific components can be purchased from Weber, the NPC merchant in Deadsville. There are now as well anti-type effects, so this is in the hopes of enriching the gameplay experience. Players, you guys can now use Stardust ingots to craft bullets and tactical items with anti-deviant effects, or control units to craft bullets and tactical items with anti-humanoid effects. So Stardust ingots can be unlocked in the memetics and crafted with Stardust ore. There's going to be two new ammunition types that are available: Suppression AP Ammo, which is effective against deviants, and then the Penetration AP Ammo, which is effective against humanoids. So basically the idea behind these is that there's a certain type of deviant or humanoid that has some sort of resistance. This ammo should hopefully be able to eat through that and do some real damage. There's going to be some new tactical items. So the following PvE exclusive tactical items have now been added. Those were the Shield Matrix, the Mr. Wishes Rocket Launcher, and the Wildfire Flamethrower. They've also brought in new mimetic specialization items, so again, these are more to just make the tactical stuff a little bit more exciting. So particularly in the Prime War during the Manibus scenario, they have introduced some new mimetic specializations and their corresponding items. So now we have the Red Plasma Rocket Warhead, the Red Plasma Grenade, and the Red Plasma Rounds. They've also brought in a new public crisis event called Paradox Space. So Paradox Space, these spaces are merging across Nelcott. So in those domains, the laws of space and time have unraveled, and mass, direction, and distance have lost all meaning. So to mend the fractured world, players must defeat these paradoxical beings, gather the crystals causing the space-time anomalies, and banish the chaotic projections lurking within their depths. So that's going to be an event that is available in the Manibus and Evolution's Call scenarios. Have some fun with that new one. There's also a new event called the Chrono Vault. So the devs said that they remember, all the time spent and all the battles fought across the continent. So the limited time Chrono Vault celebrates the player's past adventures and exploration with exciting rewards, they say. This event is going to run March 26th, so at the time of recording, about a day or two ago, and it's going to run until April 21. So while this event is running, there's going to be exclusive Chrono Badge rewards. So Chrono Badges will be automatically distributed to players based on the combat duration, the achievement progress, and the social contributions of all characters on their account. You can earn additional Chrono badges by completing daily activity tasks as well as dungeon challenges. And some of the rewards that you can get with these Chrono badges is the Wasteland Sheriff set, the Coupe paint, which is a vibrant kind of paint, I guess, the Weapon Skin Gem Symphony MG4, and then the Cradle Skin Shimmering Shell. So pretty exciting stuff there. A lot of new stuff from Once Human. On March 24th, Pacific Drive had a very exciting update, the Endless Expeditions update. So, with this update, players can hit the wide open zone in what they're calling the largest ever update to Pacific Drive. So you can set off from the garage on new continuous drives between multiple junctions, which are called expeditions. These are dangerous and filled with their own unique rewards. They are challenging trips that will test even the most seasoned breachers out there. So it's going to have new maps, some spawning systems, some new improved tools, and a whole lot more. And besides that, they have even told us when we can expect this update to land, which is April 3rd, just like a few days away. They've also said that they've created a new suspend run feature, something that's been requested heavily by the community. So you can suspend and quit while on a trip mid-junction and return anytime without losing any progress. That's definitely a nice quality of life thing right there for the busy folk out there, myself included. There's also going to be some new cosmetic rewards for the garage, over an hour of new music on the radio, which I'm so excited because I absolutely love the music that's in Pacific Drive, so I can't wait to see, what other kind of music we're going to have, because honestly, it's so good. And then they're also going to have more lore that can be discovered through the fax machine. So that's exciting, and they have a little trailer as well, which I'm showing here anyway, to promote this. So April 3rd, keep your eyes out for that. On March 26th, Return to Moria, Lord of the Rings, had their update 1.5 release. So this was kind of a few things got like kind of reworked, basically. So farming, for example, that unlocks a lot earlier now in the game, so you can create a new farm plot that can be built with stone instead of granite. So stone obviously you can get right at the beginning there. Bat droppings can be collected from the ground and not just from bats anymore. Bat droppings are found earlier in the progression, they're more abundant as well. And, just in case you do want to get some from bats, they have also tweaked the bat population to make them a little bit more frequent. There's a new kind of structure called a field post, which is a farm-specific kind of hearth. And it's their kind of very first hearth extender construction, so it kind of resembles like a dwarven scarecrow, basically. The construction acts like a hearth in that it can create a new base or extend an existing hearth's range. So that's very helpful if you need to, build your farm a little bit away from your base. This field post can allow you to do, to extend your base's range so that you can include that farm and build where you need to build. They've also updated crop visuals, so the sound and visual effects of crops. There's visible growth stages, so you can kind of track, where your crop is in its terms of its growth rate. They have very clear growth stages now. And along with adjusting growth times to be slow, medium, or long, all farm plots now follow basically that kind of general general progression when growing, which is step 1 is empty, obviously, which is allows you to plant a crop in the plot. The second stage is sprouting, where a crop has been planted. It can still be uprooted, but the seed or plant is lost, so keep that in mind. And then the third stage is growing, where you can see the crop is in progress, and you can technically collect it at that point, but it's going to be less than the maximum amount. And then finally, the last stage 4, is ready, when the crop is done growing and can be fully harvested, and that's when you're going to get that max amount. Besides all that, they also brought in planting trees and the Barek rune, which is really cool. So there's a new rune now called Barek. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce that, but that rune basically unlocks when you find emeralds in the mid-game progression. When this rune is applied to a weapon and used against a tree, it will drop these new kind of item called tree cuttings. And tree cuttings can be used to plant new trees. So that's pretty cool, because goodness knows wood can be pretty hard to get depending on, whatever kind of wood it is. So now you can grow your trees, you'll have plenty of all the wood you need. They've also added a new tree bed player construction, so cuttings can be planted in the tree bed and will grow both elven and ubasum trees. So considering those are the harder types of wood to get, that's really nice. So all wild trees in the world should now be harvestable and regrow as well. Grab apples are now farmable as well in the regular farm plots. So they've also kind of revamped some new endgame cosmetics. So when you beat the game and you watch the endgame cinematic, you unlock a new outfit. And if you already kind of progressed past that point, all you gotta do is like rewatch the endgame cutscene, and you will unlock the new cosmetic too. So they've also kind of revamped shields and helmets again. They explained that when the game launched, both shields and helmets were intended as a form of expression, so they didn't inherit the same kind of power ramp that weapons and armor have. But with the release of the cosmetic wardrobe, they no longer have to bear basically just looks. So they have retuned shields and helmets to closer kind of match their corresponding sets and costs. So 3 shields that previously only unlocked in sandbox now also unlock in campaign mode. So there's that, which is great. We like shields that actually, do their job. Now, and then finally, they talked about their DLC, their second premium DLC content pack. that released. So along with a new cosmetic skin, this new DLC, which is called again the Entcraft Pack, supplements the changes to farming and includes new building options. So you can purchase this pack and gain access to these new items, which are the Skin Bark cosmetic skin, the Iron Bow, Great Sword, the Entcraft Shield, the Welling Spring, that is, construction, the Entwood Resource, Vine-covered Trellis set, the Tree Planter set, Fangorn Draught Brew, decorative plants, and all that. And then obviously now they also have free cam, allowing you to take that beautiful screenshot, show off your base in true Dwarven style. So RailGods of Hysterra had 2 updates this past week. On March 24th, they showed off a trailer. It was kind of like a demonstration / literally just a show off of the guns and combat styles that you can expect in the game. So I will let you watch that at your leisures. And then March 26th, they brought in another trailer announcing their early access release date, which is April 23rd. So go ahead and enjoy that early access release date trailer from RailGods of Hysterra. Finally, on March 27th, V Rising had quite the update. They have, well, I shouldn't say update, but really they had some news to share, which is patch 1.1 they've shared, Invaders of Oakvale, that's the one. Basically, a bunch of new content is coming to V Rising. So the kind of description they have here to introduce it is, footfalls trample the northern shore of Vardaran, an invading, all-consuming force slithering its way into the centuries untouched wilderness of the Oakvale woodlands. The venom blades come from parts unknown, obsessed with carrying out the will of their serpent queen Megara, to whom their loyalty is absolute. At her command, they carve dark ritual symbols in the trees, weeping the magically altered dark venom sap from the living bark and collecting it for their arcane purposes. Travel to the rich, natural lands of Oakvale, face the venom blades, learn the dark secrets of venom sap, and invade the Serpent Queen's magical sanctum, or meet your end trying. It's your choice. So, obviously, a lot of exciting things here. So some of the features of this big update, obviously, is going to be, one is to explore the Oakvale woodlands. So this is a new forest biome of uncharted lands filled with deadly enemies, new bosses, and dark magic techniques, which obviously we can take advantage of. There will be castle arena and duels, where we can build a custom battle arena in our castle. We can set the rules and engage in epic battles with friends, or you can challenge foes almost anywhere in the world with risk-free one-on-one duels. There will be 3 new weapons and 7 unique spells added with this update, so we can wield 3 powerful new weapons: the Claws, the Twin Blade, and Throwing Daggers, each unlocking fresh combat strategies, which are obviously unique to playstyles of the players, to take down, some pretty tough foes out there. There's going to be new spells also on the horizon, 1 for each spell school, and 1 new ultimate ability tied to the newest legendary shard. There is a fuse and reforge feature, so no longer do players need to wait to get the perfect drop. You can fuse your weapons or jewels to make your ideal equipment, so that's pretty nice. That's a little quality of life thing there. There's improved combat as well, so V Rising's biggest combat overhaul is going to be part of this update. So with a deep stat rework, rebalanced gear, completely overhauled blood types, and powerful new customization tools, players, their path to dominance is going to be a little bit more customizable how you want to go about it, basically. So you can really take charge of the kind of play style that you want to play. There's obviously going to be also some new castle features and cosmetics, so we can expand our Dark Dominion with new cosmetics, quality of life features, just to really make the castle our own. And obviously there's going to be a lot more with this update too. Now, when is this update going to drop? On April 28th, so the end of the month. We got some new content from V Rising. But that is about it for the survival game news roundup this week. Let me know, what's jumping out at you this time for this week. Pretty excited about that early access for RailGods, because that was a pretty fun game that I played around with a little bit. And then obviously V Rising, and I'm really excited about Pacific Drive as well. I really enjoyed that game. But let me know what you guys are feeling. But otherwise, I will see you next week. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.